Greetings everyone, and welcome to the video that will be the Week 10 overview for our online college writing class. First, I want to talk about what I want you to do before our Zoom class on Monday. I want you to read and print the Legal Justice with Structural Comments. It's a document in the before and after class folder. There's a screenshot of it here, so you'll notice that my Legal Justice Definition Inductively Ordered Definition paper is first, and then you'll see that I've also added these structural comments, annotations that'll help you see what I did and what you should be learning from this. This is your mentor text. You will also see in this document that my colleague Meg also wrote an inductively ordered definition paper of legal justice, and that is the second sample paper in this document. So read them both. Make sure you're writing down things that you're learning and questions that you have, because we will talk about this in class on Monday. Okay. Secondly, I would like for you to email me if I can share your Stop 2 with the class. In all of my years of teaching, I've never had any students be disrespectful to any other student that was brave enough to share their work. So if you feel pretty comfortable with how you did on your Stop 2 writing, or conversely, if you feel terrible about it and felt totally lost, both of those are really good reasons to have your work shared with the class so that we can give you some feedback. You'll learn a lot, and we'll all learn a lot from helping you. So please email me if I can share your Stop 2 with the class. Just kind of give me permission, and then I will put it in our presentation for Monday. Please do that by Sunday night, because I want to get that presentation finished so I'm prepared for class. Okay, next. Just some updates on the Purdue OWL. It is expected that this is what you're using for your MLA citation for the style guiding formatting. I want you to use the OWL. So if you just Google it, it is the Purdue Online Writing Lab. That is what I want you to use. You can see there's a screenshot over here. You want to be in the MLA part of the website, and it will go over in-text citations as well as your works cited page. And so you should be using this to learn how to use MLA citation properly and correctly. Here there are screenshots of using in-text citations. You can certainly learn from this, but also make sure that you use the Purdue OWL for all of your MLA questions. Okay. So there's a suggested schedule for this week, only because the workload is a little bit more than normal. However, that being said, when I did take another look at it, I've done a lot of revision to this week, because a couple years ago this week was really overwhelming for students because there's so much expected of them. And so I've done a lot of revision since then, and I actually feel like Week 10 is actually pretty much like every other week now, partly because I've asked you to work ahead a little bit. So you should have your open research presentation done. You probably already have your green sheets done. And so that takes a lot of the work out of Week 10. I've also shortened and revised completely the first two synthesis assignments. So here there's a synthesis of commutative and distributive justice, and next there's one of social and procedural justice. And these used to be hard because you were actually writing synthesis papers for both of these, and you'll actually see sample papers from previous semesters, because I've given you two sample synthesis papers from previous semesters from students who've given me permission to share them, and you'll see them here. So you used to do a lot of writing this week, and it was hard and overwhelming, and so I've really shortened this week, so I don't know how hard this week is anymore, or at least as time consuming as it was previously. So the suggested schedule was something I made when it was a lot of work, and so now it's not so much, but I still kept the suggested schedule just so you can kind of see what I was thinking. Friday, Week 10 opens, so you're going to read the Legal Justice with Structural Comments, you're going to watch this video, you're going to print the course schedule, and you're going to email me if I can use your Stop 2 in class. Then over the weekend, you're going to clean up, get those assignments done that you should have already done, that open research choices presentation, and the green sheets for distributive, commutative, social, and procedural justice. So get all that stuff done. You knew about it, get it done. Then Monday and Tuesday, focus on commutative and distributive justice. This time, you'll watch a video Then you're going to think through the worksheet that's actually in the video. There's sample synthesis papers from previous students, and then you're going to write a reflection about what you've learned. And then this one's just a little harder, social and procedural. You can work on Wednesday and Thursday. And you're going to do your video, and this time you have to complete the worksheet on your own. Read the sample synthesis papers that follow the same journey as the worksheet, and then you'll do your worksheet and your synthesis reflection paper, and you'll upload them to the assignment folder. So the work is a lot more manageable now. I hope you can see that. And then, by the way, Friday, which is cut off from the recording part of the screen, but it does ask you to reply to the open research choices presentations, reply to your group members about their texts. So in general, that's what I would recommend, the order, and that's how I would go about the week. But again, like I said, the workload has been reduced significantly, so you shouldn't have any trouble getting through it. Okay, so first, that open research presentation, you know that this is something that's been building for a little while now. There's a direction sheet here that tells you exactly what to put on each slide. You know that you're going to then upload it to VoiceThread and present your open research choices. Here's a link to the VoiceThread homepage where you can create your VoiceThread, record over your slides, and then eventually there'll be discussion boards of your Justice groups, and you can just post your presentation there. And then don't forget to check back on Friday and reply to your group members. Okay, so then the first set of green sheets is due. You've also known about this for a while. So here are the instructions, which are over here. The green sheet is here, and then you're going to put them in your in the assignment folder when you're all done. Again, this assignment has been reduced because you've already done some of the work. You're just adding 3 of your texts to each one of those 4 sheets. Okay, so here's where things get a little bit more interesting. I did talk about it a little bit already. So the first thing is to probably talk about synthesis a little bit. Remember that we have taken justice and we have broken it into 6 types. We're using analysis to examine justice from all different sides, from 6 different viewpoints, right? So commutative, distributive, social, procedural, retributive, restorative. We've kind of broken justice down into all these types, and we've really looked at them. And so now it's time to try to dump them all back in the funnel, so what can spit out at the bottom is a final definition of justice, which is your big paper. And so it's time to reduce those 6 back down to 1, and that's what we'll be doing by pairing them up. So we're going to go from 6 to 3, and then from 3 to 1. So that's what we're starting that process this week. So we're going to synthesize commutative and distributive justice together and try to figure out how we can smush them together and get an idea of justice, right? So first thing you're going to do is watch a video. It's called the Jan and Meg Show 2, and it's in here. So what you need for the video folder has the link to the video. It also has the gray sheet that you'll need. You've seen that before. I introduced that to you when I introduced the green sheets a few weeks ago, so you'll recognize it when you see it. And you'll also need this worksheet because the video will lead you through the worksheet and explain it, so you need to follow along. So that's all in this first subfolder on the video. After you're done doing all of that work, you're going to read 2 sample synthesis papers. There are here. Previous students have given me permission to share these, and so I want you to read their work. Again, you do not have to write a synthesis paper. You just have to see what they did. And then there's a reflection assignment. There are directions for that, so it's here. It says F20, C and D, and S and P synthesis reflections. That's the instructions. And then when you read them and you follow them, when you're done, you're going to put your assignment into the assignment folder. And so that is the revised work for the synthesis of commutative and distributive justice. Then you're going to also synthesize social and procedural justice this week. And so again, you have the same 3 sets of folders. You've got the video folder, the sample paper folder, and then the worksheet and reflection assignment folder. I'm going to back up a little bit with this one, and you have a little bit more thinking and a little bit more work to do on your own, so that next week when we look at retributive and restorative, there's no video. There is a much briefer worksheet to help you, but in general, you're going to be on your own to write your final synthesis paper. That one you are going to write, and that one We'll see how well you've really thought about and done all of this work, because that will prepare you for the paper that's next week. Okay, so you're going to see these sample synthesis papers and then do the assignment. And so again, here is the worksheet that you are going to fill out. It starts in the video, but then that's the thinking. You're going to have to kind of structure your own paper, and then you're going to give me a reflection on how all that went and what you're learning from the sample papers. Now on this screenshot, I think I've only given you the first 2 papers. I'm saving this third one for our Zoom class next week, so I've kind of removed it, so there are only 2. Okay, so please remember that this has been reduced to reflections, because I'm trusting that you understand the importance of what we're doing right now, and we learn in reflection, and I expect to see a lot of learning happen, and I want to hear all about it in your reflection papers. Okay, and then to get ahead for next week, if you have time at the end of the week, I would say get your green sheets for restorative and retributive justice done. Again, you're just adding those last 3 texts for each one, and then you can put them in the assignment folder, and then you're already ahead for next week. Okay, that's it for week 10. Work hard, have fun. Again, be a tortoise this week. Don't leave it all till the last minute. Slow and steady wins the race. Have a wonderful week, but also I'll see you in class on Monday for Zoom, where we'll go over that legal justice structural comments document. There's also a quiz. Don't forget, I want to make sure you really learned a lot from the Journey video as well as the first Jan and Meg show. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday in Zoom.